Well. Good afternoon, everybody. How you doing? Streaming live. It is Chubbyray. We are talking comics, talking collected editions, and having hopefully a good. I need it. It's been a rough day for me, so I need a good show. So let's have some fun. Let's have some fun. I want to hear how everybody's day's going. I am, let's do some cheering up. Let me know what's happening. Hold on, let me turn my light on so I look somewhat decent. Foul Mouth Flipper's in. What's up, Foul Mouth Flipper? What's going on, buddy? Well, I've had better days, but at least I'm streaming now. So I'm on with my comic community, which means it's already looking up for me. It's just been a rough day, but now I'm in with my friends and I feel like things are finally looking up. Galandowski says, what's up, Chubby Ray? Happy Humpback Day. What's up, DP? Laconima says, grab your slip, Galandowski. Hello, everyone. Cheeky Chicken's in there, everybody. What's good, everyone? DP wants to know. Marvel reprint poll started. I am so excited to vote this year. Holy shit. Did it already start? I haven't. Is it? I wanted to watch it. I thought it wasn't on until later. When is it on? Am I missing it? Oh, I don't want to miss it. Holy shit. God damn it. I didn't miss it, did I? I thought the stream's starting tonight. I'll have to figure out what's going on. What's up, Todd? What's going on, buddy? Paolo says, here early tonight. Love these streams. Thank you, buddy. I need this stream tonight, you guys. Gun Fanatic says, what's up? What's up, Gun Fanatic? I'm gonna call you GF. Got my GL trade from the giveaway in the mail today. Oh, no problem, Paolo. I hope it's good, buddy. I know it's good, but I hope you like it as much as I did. Brant says, hello, Ray. What's going on, Brant? Ray, can you recommend a good Dr. Doom omnibus? Well, there's only one omnibus, and it's exceptional, but it's out of print. I don't know. I mean, I don't have the Dr. Doom omnibus, and I've got pretty much every omnibus made. Yeah, so I don't know. By the way, Tom's on, everybody. Tom says, you have entered Chubby Ray Comics Live. Assemble your powers, subscribe, like, and jump into that comic chat action. Pound that like button for me, guys. I need likes tonight. I really need some. Thunder says, what's up, buddy? How you doing, Thunder? How are you? Cody Neville says, just got the new 52 Justice League for $50 on eBay. That's awesome, buddy. That is awesome. Noah's in. What's going on, Noah? How you doing, buddy? Chip Crisper says, howdy, Ray. How you doing, Chip Crisper? Just about Daredevil, Devil, and Cell Block D Epic Collection. Brant, if you've never read it, you're going to love it. It is a fantastic story. Devil and Cell Block T. Devil and Cell Block T is Matt Murdock, Wilson Fisk, Frank Castle, Bullseye, all in jail at the same time. It is, and by the way, even though Matt Murdock's in jail, there's still a Daredevil out on the street. There's still a Daredevil fighting crime. So it's a great story because all the stuff happening in prison, but there's also the story of whoever that Daredevil is out there in public. Who is it? And it's a very, very good. It's one of my favorite all-time stories. By the way, Economist says the reprint stream is live right now. Holy crap. Ah, damn. It's killing me to not be on it. It's killing me to not be listening to it. Damn. I'll be damned. Well, Omar did announce, by the way, Omar just announced reprints. Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago, he announced reprints, which Age of Apocalypse is getting reprinted. The two that I was excited about were Age of Apocalypse and Ultimate Spider-Man Volume 2 is getting reprinted. Love it. Because everybody loves that, man. Seagull says, sorry, hey Ray, sorry you're having a rough day. Hopefully we can cheer you up a little. I hope so, guys. I hope so. Tom says, Ray, did you see the new Lanterns teaser trailer? No, I got to see it. I can't wait. I think that Lantern show is going to be great. Wow. That's awesome. Lantern's trailer's out. I got to watch it. I haven't seen it yet. You guys, I have been in family meetings since 10 o'clock this morning. And it just got over. Literally, I got home at 4:58. I got 2 minutes of sit down time before the stream started. So I'll tell you what. Yeah. But I cannot wait. I got to watch that. I can't wait to watch it. Do you have a preference on Paramount or Netflix buying DC? Well, I am afraid of Paramount buying DC because Paramount is a big proponent of AI. Paramount doesn't seem to give a damn about the comic book company. However, they are saying that they're going to increase. They want to increase the Marvel movies because they want to go head to head with DC. So they say that they actually want to increase the amount of DC content put out. So I'm good. I'm cool with the movies, but I'm a little bothered by because I don't know how they're going to handle a comic book company when they have bought books, when they have bought companies, either magazine companies or book companies, they close them down. They just close them down. So I'm hoping that's not going to happen to our DC Comics because DC Comics is one of my favorite things in the history of mankind. So I don't want to get closed down. But I don't know. Laconima says, do you now have more space after the reorganization? I do. I've got a little more. Not a ton, but I've got a little more. Like, for example, if you look behind me, you could see there is some barren wall. You know what I mean? Like over here. But I'm thinking I'm going to get a little half shelf and then put posters on top. And then on the other side, put a half shelf and posters on top as well, just because I'm running out of place for my paperbacks. So I need to get more room because my paperbacks are now, they're all down this side. And that shelf down there is all going to be omnibuses. So I need more room for my paperbacks. So I'm thinking of putting some half shelves up. I'm thinking of putting half shelves. And then I got omnibuses on top too. And then I have my living room is filled with omnibuses and my bedroom is filled with independent books. So anyway, I've got some more room right to the back of me. I'm going to put some shelves up for paperbacks, but I am happy. I'm happy that it's a little less crowded now. And there's a little more room for my omnibus. Because the problem is I have so many omnibuses, you know, I need to be able, and I need to be able to keep everything. You know what I mean? I'm very excited about all the books I have and all the books I'm getting. But I looked at all the books that are coming in this year alone, and there's a ton of books that are coming in. So I'm running out of room. So yeah, I'm trying to find more spaces to put everything. Downtown Adam says, hello, Ray. Finally arrived in time to catch a stream. Awesome. Thanks, Adam. You guys, I got to record 2 videos today that I haven't recorded yet because I was in a family meeting all day. So I'll be working as soon as the stream's over. I'll be working on those. Apparently it's streaming right now that you're talking about Omar's show. Damn it. I wish. Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. Question, Ray, should my first omnibus be a brand new one or cool to get a like new one for a nearly great discount? It's Grant Morrison's Batman Volume 1. Is it any good? Okay, DP. You need to buy Batman Volume 1 by Morrison new. You can get it new for like $40. It's on sale. There are places that have it on sale for as low as $40. You can also get Jeff Johns' Aquaman for like $50. You can get Batman Detective by Mariko Tamaki for like $50. So you can get some brand new books cheap. You can get brand new books cheap. So look for some of those deals, I would say, DP. Check everywhere. Check and see. It's your first omnibus. Make sure it's a good one. I would recommend a Batman omnibus. That's a great start. But try to get, look for deals. And, you can get War Games pretty cheap. I think War Games is pretty cheap. You can get, I think you can get Scott Snyder's Batman cheap. I think you can get Detective Comics by Mariko Tamaki cheap. There's some detective books. So just check them all. Get the lower prices, and check everywhere. Check Amazon. Check cheap graphic novels, panel bound comics. Check in stock trades. Check Crooks and Bandits comics, and check them all. Find which one has the best deal. But I would suggest the Batman comic to be your first one. You want something that you're going to read and enjoy. That's what I would suggest. Yep. Brent says, "Hey, Lacanema, I didn't hear about Netflix being out. I thought they had a chance to beat Paramount's offer." No, Netflix passed. They're done. However, Paramount needs about $30 billion more dollars to be able to cover it with the loan. They've already got loans that are going to cover, I think, $90 million. I think they've got to come up with, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they've got to come up with, I think it's $120 billion or something total. I can't remember the amount, but they've got to come up with a bunch. And they're gonna need somebody with money. They got to hook up with like Saudi Arabians or somebody with big money has got to hook up with them to bail them out of it. Because the other thing is, if they don't get this done and approved, there is a $7 billion cancellation fee that they have to pay. So if Paramount can't get the deal done, they have to pay Warner Brothers $7 billion, and because they can't get the deal done. So that's something that's hanging over their head now. I think they got a good chance. to get it. I think they got a good chance to get it done. But if they don't, that $7 billion could keep Warner Brothers going for a while. So I don't know what the plan is, but I know that right now Paramount has so much time to come up with the money that they promised. All right. And then Netflix had passed. They said, "We're done. We're out." They said, "We're out." So there you go. That's what's going on with it. Childish Brandino says they're reprinting Ultimate Spider-Man Omnibus 2. They are. Yes, it's coming. And I think that is Ultimate Spider-Man Volume 2 by Brian Michael Bendis has one of the, holy crap. There's a part in that story. Holy crap. It's one of those holy crap comic moments where you go, oh my God. They kill someone in that book that is unbelievable. So yeah, it's a great book. Everyone should have that. What's your favorite Batman suits of all time? I like the one that's going now. The gray and blue and yellow looks really cool. Some people are thinking that since James Gunn contract ends in 2027, he might leave DC and go back to Marvel. If Gunn does that, I could see him taking over Feige. Yeah, I can too, because I know James Gunn hates the politics that Paramount's involved in. Paramount's, the guy that owns Paramount is the biggest campaign donor to the Trump administration, and Trump and James Gunn is not a Trump fan. So I don't know how that's going to sit with him, but his contract is up at the end of 27. You're right. He could walk. So we'll see. By the way, did you guys see Bruno Redondo art book is on Discord? I said, yeah, it looks sweet, man. It does look cool. I love Bruno Redondo. He's great. He's fantastic. If it's not private, what do you do as a job to keep this hobby going? Love the channel and the reviews. Sincere and honest. Thank you, buddy. I've done a radio show. I did a radio show for 30 some odd years, and I still do one. Every morning. But I don't have a boss anymore. My boss is my subscriptions. I have people pay subscription money on Patreon and stuff like that. And I do a show, and I also do a show on YouTube and Facebook and blah, blah. That's what I do now. So I'm not in radio anymore. And I get money for this. So, by the way, Nicholas says, comics time. Great to see and hear your experiences and expertise again, Ray. Go DC. Thank you, buddy. I love talking comics. By the way, Dan says, you just remodeled, so you would have plenty of room. When you're out of room, it's time to stop. Well, I've remodeled. I've got more room in my alcove in the living room, and I've got more room in my bedroom. So I will find room. Lacanima says, this word is not in our vocabulary. You're right. There's no such thing. There's no such thing as stop. Hello, Ray, Blue Jay. Same to you, buddy. Hello, Blue Jay. If I could take some Omnibus off your hands, I'll need anything to read after my brain removal surgery. Yeah, Dan's having his brain removed, everybody. So he's gonna need some reading material. Dan, I got a couple books that you won. Here's books that Dan won. Where are they? Books there, Dan. Here's books that you won that you have not picked up yet. Dan won. I'll have to find. I gotta find them. Dan won books in one of our drawings, guys, and we gotta get them to him. So yeah, you got plenty to read that are sitting here that you already won. Go to subscribe to Comic Pals on YouTube before your pull list files a complaint. Go to www.youtube.com/@thecomicpals. That's awesome. Thanks, Tom. Thanks for reminding everybody. Love it. I would definitely recommend Jeff Johns' Aquaman. Oh my God. Yeah, Jeff Johns. I'll tell you, Jeff Johns' Aquaman, to me, I feel that's a perfect first omnibus. I really do. It's such a good omnibus. It's a quick read. It's a great price. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's maybe 1,000 pages. It's not one of those big 1,400-pound behemoths. It's a really good book. Which, by the way, I've been reading Archer's Quest, the Green Lantern book by Kevin Smith and Brad Meltzer and Judd Winnick. Holy crap, you guys. Wow, that is a really, really good book. Jeff Johns' Aquaman's very good, but man, the Green Arrow book I love. I'm really, really enjoying it. August says, Chubbyray, do you want on the reference team? Lars is there too. Oh my God. Man, you guys, I'm telling you, I should be on that. God damn. I think I would kick ass on that pull. I really do. That's one of my favorite pulls. I can't wait to watch it. I hope Omar puts me on the new omnibus. Hope he puts me on the new omnibus for DC or Marvel pull. That's what I want on. That would be wonderful. God, I'd love to be on that pull. By the way, Tom says, check out crooksandbanditscomics.com. Use code Chubbyray Comics for a discount. $2 off per books, guys. $2 off per books. By the way, Chaz says Grant Morrison Batman omnibuses are cheap and a great place to start. They are, but make sure, don't buy a used one. Don't look for a used one for like a $40 deal or something. You can get a new one for as low as $50 or $40. Just look for them. Take some time. Take some time and look for them, and you will. August says the reprint stream. I would love to be on there, but I didn't. I don't want to push it. Listen, I love that I'm a contributor to Near Mint Condition. It is the funnest thing that I do. I completely love it, and I love Omar. I consider him a friend. I don't want to push it. So if he doesn't want me on this one, I'm fine. I'm fine. If I didn't make this one, fine. But I would like to be considered for a future one. But it is, I love Near Mint Condition. I love their videos. I would love to be watching that video. In fact, I wouldn't have done this stream had I known it was the same time, everybody. That's how much I love it. By the way, Thunder says, or no, let me go to Childish Brandino. Childish Brandino says, Paramount's going to be $80 billion in debt with this. Also, they have to pay $630 million to Warner Brothers for each quarter the deal isn't done. What a stupid deal. They went from $11 billion to $80 billion in debt. I know. I'm telling you, they're going to have to get money. They're going to have to get money, and they're going to have to get money from some strange places. They might have to get dirty money, or Saudi Arabia money. I mean, that's all I can think of. I don't know what they're going to do, but they've got to come up with, a considerable amount, or they just got to pay $7 billion back to Warner Brothers. By the way, Thunder says, how is Chester today? Chester's good, you guys. He's right here. He's right here next to me. Chester's my buddy. He's hanging out. He probably wants a treat, but I don't even know where I put his treats are somewhere in here. I'll let you see him. When I give him a treat, maybe I'll let you guys see him. Hey, buddy, you want a treat? Hold on, guys. I'll let you see him. Come here. Come here. Come on. Come on up. You want treats? Come on up, Bubba. Oh, yeah. Hey, guys. It's my buddy Chester. He wants his treats. Are you guys good with Chester saying hello? Say hi, baby Chester. All right, you guys, look at who can draw him as a who can draw Chester as a superhero? Who can draw Chester as a superhero? I need a super Chester comic. I need a superhero. I need a super Chester comic. I'll pay somebody. Get me a superhero Chester comic drawing, because I don't want to use AI anymore, because people bitch when I use the AI. So let me get an actual illustration of it. So Super Chester can be on the Chubbyray Comics front page. Hey, buddy, he's a good boy. He's my good boy. He loves his treats. Let's see. Thanks, Ray. Yeah, I missed out on a brand new omnibus for a great deal, which I was gutted about, but another one has come up for nearly the same price. But as I said earlier, it's like new on eBay. Well, I'm telling you, you don't have to, if it's Batman books, if you look around, and you got to take some time and look around, you can find some new Batman books for under $60. Just look for them. And like new books, and a lot of people try to sell those like new books for the same amount. I'm just saying, why pay for a like new book when you could get a brand new book for the same price? I mean, that's just common sense. And I know I hate to say this, but it's true. If you go through Amazon, you don't have to pay for shipping. If you're an Amazon Prime member, it's free shipping. So that's what I would recommend. Look for one of the books cheap on Amazon. Okay, buddy, let's get you down. Let's get you down, Bubba. Oh, I got Chester hair all over me now. Probably should have rethought that. Oh, well. That's what I got. Oren says, hey, everybody, hope you're all doing well. Well, yeah. Sarabia says, radio show, that explains the charisma. Thank you, buddy. Yeah, I've done it for 30 some odd years. I've done radio. Galandowski says, Ray, what's your thoughts on Bendis Guardians of the Galaxy? I love I love Brian Michael Bendis's Guardians of the Galaxy. I think it's great. I can't believe we've never gotten volume 2 of that. I think Brian Michael Bendis's Guardians of the Galaxy is fantastic. Drink Coily. I think it's wonderful. I think it's one of the best books of the last 20 years. I really do. Dan says, I pay to work for Ray. That's where his money comes from. Oren says, if nobody said it yet, hit that like button. Yeah, buddy, hit that like button. Let YouTube know that the like button, that this is a good one. Can an omnibus be in paperback? Well, in my eyes, no. In my eyes, omnibus is hardcover. But there are some, there are definitely some companies that have called their books an omnibus, and all it is a big, thick compendium. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? There are some independent books, like the old Dark Horse used to make big compendiums, and they called them omnibuses, but they're not an omnibus. They're literally just a big compendium. Is the Discord server available now? It is not available now, but it will be available soon. I had family stuff come up, so it's really been, the family stuff has been kicking my butt lately. And like I said, that's what I was doing all day. So all my Chubbyray stuff got put on the back burner because of all the family stuff, and it's too depressing. I don't even want to deal with it. So I sent a text to my best friend, complaining about it, and my wife. That's the only people that I've talked about. So I need this show tonight, because I need my comic community. You know what I mean? That's all I got going on. So today I finished Daredevil Born Again by Frank Miller. Really good. Awesome. Yeah, Frank Miller's Daredevil's good. Frank Miller didn't get bad until he started doing the Dark Knight stuff, in my opinion. Now, some people like it. Some people love his Dark Knight stuff, but it just wasn't for me. By the way, Oren says, I'll take Dan's books since he apparently doesn't want them. Are you looking forward to Neil Adams' Batman Omnibus and Absolute Editions? I do not have Neil Adams Omnibus. I don't have it. I've always wanted it. So yeah, if I can't get it, I'll definitely get the Absolute Edition. I love Neil Adams' artwork. I think it's great. Oh, there's my friend Christina said, just wanted to let you know I'm here listening, supporting my friend while they paper mache. Thank you, Christina. Very nice. Basically, Ray does a show that is chaos reborn, but in a really fun way. Sure, it might leave you questioning reality and your sanity, but Ray knows what he's doing. Yeah, we had Tom, who was in. We had Galandowski and Lakanema have both been on the show, right? Tom was telling me who was on the show. So, yeah, I think it's awesome. And thanks, you guys. Thanks, you guys, for coming in. It was very nice of you. Oren says that any Neil Adams Batman collection is definitely worth getting. I have an older Neil Adams. Yeah, Neil Adams is a fantastic. He's one of the all-time greatest. He is one of the all-time greatest artists. He's great. Super Chester. Look at I love it. People are applauding Chester. Makes me happy. I have a sad, sinking suspicion that Paramount's going to saddle all of their debt with Warner Brothers, liquidate the company for every penny they can get, and then sell it off and kill the company. The only thing is, I don't think there is an automatic buy. If they decide to sell DC, there's an automatic buyer. Marvel will buy it. However, what Paramount wants to do is they want to keep the rights to the characters so they can make the movies. But they might not want to put the comics out, so they can just shut down the comic. This is my fear. My fear is Netflix said that they would keep DC Comics where it was and keep the structure the same, keep the same people in charge of it, and just do the same thing. They would put so much money to the side and have them keep making the comics so that Netflix can put out Warner Brothers DC Universe movies. All right. Meanwhile, Paramount said they want to put out the movies, but they haven't made a comment about DC Comics. Paramount has not said that they want to keep putting out the comics. They just want to put out the movies. They like the fact that they can now put out Batman movies, or they can put out Justice League movies, or Wonder Woman, or Aquaman. That's great. They're going to put out the movies, but they're in a debt crunch. They are right now. They're effed. They're effed because they're in so much. They were $11 billion in debt before they made the deal. Now they're going to be in debt like 80 billion or something. It's insane. They're going to be in debt, so they're going to look to cut costs. All right, what's one of the easiest cuts they can make? They can close the comic company. Then you don't have to worry about the money being out. You know what I mean? So that's how they save money. That is my big fear. That is my fear as a comics fan. And I love DC Comics. DC Comics has been my life, man. I love DC. One of my favorite things all time, DC Comics. For my entire existence as a human being, I love DC Comics. And it would break my heart if Paramount were to somehow shut it down. I would hope they wouldn't. I would hope they could show them money and say, look at how much money we make. But the biggest value that DC Comics has is you turn DC stories into TV series and movies. All right. Netflix saw that. I'm not sure Paramount does. So that is my fear. So, and hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully I'm just wrong. Let's keep our fingers crossed that I'm wrong about that. By the way, Brant says the only super dog with sinus infections. That's right. That's Super Chester. Are there any Denny O'Neil collections or omnibuses? No, there should be. I mean, there's some Denny O'Neil stories. But no, there's no Denny O'Neil centric stuff. I wish they put out, there's a lot of Denny O'Neil stories in No Man's Land. They're all Azrael stories that are Denny O'Neil stuff. And that's in No Man's Land and Road to No Man's Land. And I'm trying to think of, was he in War Games, but I can't remember off the top of my head. Eric says, I want to see Chester and Crypto crossover comic effective immediately. Oh, that'd be great. Get a good deal on eBay for this Alias Jessica Jones Max Omnibus for $70. I love finding the deals out. Yeah. I don't have that. That's not like a book. I don't have that. Damn it. By the way, Childish Brandino says Paramount's debt is going to be bigger than what Disney bought Fox for. Imagine the omnibuses and shelves you can buy with $80 billion. It's unbelievable. Yeah. If you can't have chest hair, get Chester hair. The next best thing. I don't have a lot of chest hair. What's the difference between a compendium and an omnibus? Okay. A compendium is a thick paperback. Okay. Let me show you, I'll show you an example of what is considered a compendium. Okay. This is, let me see if one's within reach. Green Lantern. Here we go. Circle of Life. Okay. This is a thick compendium. This is Green Lantern book. It's a Kyle Rayner Green Lantern book. It's called Circle of Fire. Okay. Now, this is a huge book. This is a compendium. Now, most compendiums are thicker than this. Okay. But I don't have, my compendiums aren't in there anymore. They're down the hall. So, but this is a great example of a compendium. An omnibus is hardcover. It's hardcover. It's bigger. Compendiums are standard size, okay? So omnibuses are bigger. They're hardcover, they're bigger, and there's more to them. You know what I mean? There's more to there's more to omnibuses. You know what I mean? So yeah, there's the difference. A compendium is basically a thick paperback. And an omnibus is a thick hardcover. It's a big, thick hardcover. That's the difference. By the way, if you're Team Spider-Man, subscribe today. If you're ride or die for the whole 616, join as a member. Instant giveaway entry, secret comic drops. Share this vid so more heroes can assemble. Yes. Yes, love it. Chaz says, Chubbyray, you are brilliant at your recommendation for good reading experiences. You guys, comics make, the best thing in my life are comics. That's what comics never fail to make me happy. They never fail. Never fail. Do you get to show off your collection in person? I've got a nephew. I've got a nephew that lives in Wisconsin, and he came down for Christmas. So I showed him. He was shocked by how big my collection is. He was very shocked. But he also walked away with I gave him 4 epic collections. So he was very happy to get those. But yeah, it made me feel good to see my nephew being so impressed. Sometimes newer printing of both has additional contents. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah. Ray is too modest. Ray is buying. I wish it, man. I would love if I had the ability to buy anything, but DC Comics would be great. I hardly have enough money to buy a DC Comics, let alone DC Comics. I would think the government wouldn't allow Marvel to buy Disney for antitrust reasons, but I guess you never know. Well, listen, I've been in broadcasting and I've been in media for over 30 years, guys. For over 30 years. By the way, Oni Baba Yaga, super chat. Thank you, Oni Baba. You're the best, buddy. Thank you. I'm going to do that in just a second. Aaron, you say, I would think the government wouldn't allow Marvel to buy DC for antitrust reasons. Well, I've been in media for over 30 years. The laid out antitrust reasons would not allow Paramount to buy Warner Brothers, but they just did. And we'll see if it will go through. It's got to go through. But I want you, by buying Warner Brothers, they now own a significant amount of all the movie studios in Hollywood. They now own a significant amount of all the news. They now own a significant amount of television. They have a significant amount of everything. There's no way it should be approved. But will it be approved? They're the biggest donor. They're the biggest donor to the Trump campaign. They gave the most amount of money than anybody to Trump for president. Now, it doesn't matter what your politics are, but you guys, the decision is going to come from this administration. If there's any president that would say, oh, how much money do they give me? Okay, make it go through. It's this guy. This guy, that would definitely be something he'd do. So yeah, Anyway, Anibaba says, across all the Spider-Man runs, can you rank them? Okay, here we go. Let's see. All my Spider-Mans. Well, here's what I love. Here's what I love from Spider. I love Roger Stern's Spider-Man. Love Roger Stern's Spider-Man. My favorites, because because I love reading comics in the 90s, I think my favorite is all the David Michelinie stuff. Michelinie, McFarlane, Michelinie, Bagley, Volume 1, 2, Michelinie and Larson. Yeah, I love Michelinie, McFarlane, Michelinie, Larson, and Michelinie, Bagley. I love that. I think he was the best. I love JMS, J. Michael Straczynski. His Spider-Man is fantastic. Volume 1 and Volume 2, glorious. I mean, that's fantastic. That's great. I love that. Let's see. I you know what I like? I want to make sure I'm not going to run over Chester. JMD Mateus' Spectacular run's really good. But I really liked, I like Brand New Day a lot. And Brand New Day is a combination of a bunch of creators. Brand New Day is very good. So if I had to pick, I'd say number one. I would say number one is Michelinie. Roger Stern, number 2. J. Michael Straczynski, 3. The Brand New Day stuff, number 4. JMD Mateus, 5. Nick Spencer, 6. And Stan Lee, last. There you go. That's how I would rank them. I'm pretty sure that's how I'd rank them. Yeah. That's a great question, Alibaba. The Lanterns teaser trailer was cool. Paramount does good job with Ninja Turtle comics, so I have less stress. Well, let's keep our fingers crossed. Let's keep our fingers crossed that everything stays the same. I would be fine if everything just stays the same. Paramount could bring back Frank Miller to handle. Well, I don't think Frank Miller wants to do a full-time cut. Frank Miller is what? Is he 70 years old? He's pretty old, so I don't think he wants a full-time job doing that. Ray, if you had to choose to keep Marvel Comics or DC Comics, oh my God. That's the impossible. But no, I can't answer that. I think the world is better. I think the world is better with both Marvel and DC. In fact, I think it's better because Image Comics they've become so big. Because now you've got, there's so many great Image titles, and you got the Skybound stuff, and you got Ghost Machine, and I just think as it's been growing, it's been great. You got Boom Studios with Something's Killing the Children. I'll tell you the one that's really growing that I like is Mad Cave. Mad Cave's nice too. So I believe the more comic studios, the better. That's what I think. But no, I think we always need to have Marvel and DC. I don't want just one company. I want several companies. I really want several companies. So I can't choose. Of course, I love DC. DC's always first in my list, but I love Marvel. I couldn't live without Marvel comics. I love them. And when I'm reading, I usually go back and forth. I'll read a Marvel. I just finished reading all the Daredevil stuff. Now I'm reading Green Arrow. When I'm done with Green Arrow, I've got a New Warriors number 1. And then I'll read Titans. Then I'll read Avengers, Busiek and Perez. Then I'll read Earth 2. You know what I mean? So I try to go back and forth. I try to go DC, Marvel back and forth when I'm reading my books. I love a collection of specifically Denny O'Neil stories. I'd really love a collection of all the Legends of the Dark. Yeah, I think I'm surprised that hasn't come yet. Don't we want? There are Batman omnibuses that have never been done. Legends of the Dark Knight, Shadows of the Bat. There's a lot of great stuff. You know, Contagion and Legacy, the Road to No Man's Land. Come on, where is it? There's more Ed Brubaker stuff that's never been collected. There's a lot of Batman that has not come out in omnibus yet. So they can convert more stuff to omnibus. Plus, DC convert stuff. I'm sure they're going to be converting. Let's see, the Tynan was the last one. The Zdarsky stuff is coming out. When's the Zdarsky stuff coming out? In May, I think. And then Rom V will probably be coming out next year, I hope. So yeah, DC's always putting out great Batman content. I think John Campea was talking about the Paramount debt the other day. Yeah, there's a lot of, you're right. John Campea is on top of all that stuff, guys. He's got a YouTube channel that's pretty good. I think his channel's good. Tom was the one who turned me on to John Campea because Tom's buddy Rob, is that his name? It's Rob. What's your buddy's name? Tom? Rob Burnett or something? He's on Campea. That's who turned me on to it. So, yeah. But yeah, he's been talking about the Paramount Warner Brothers stuff. So it's good. You know what I mean? It's good to get that perspective. Childish says, yeah, Tommy did. He talked about how Wall Street said to avoid buying Paramount stock because the deal is stupid. Yeah. Well, Paramount stock has hit rock bottom here. It's plummeted in the last couple of days. So, by the way, Thunderflash says, I'd be happy too if Ray gave me 4 Epic collections. Yeah, my nephew was very happy. He was but he's the son of, I lost a brother who was very young. I lost a brother who's 29 years old. This was his son. So he had 2 boys, and his oldest son loves comics. So, I mean, I'd give that kid anything he wanted. So he was over at the house, and so I gladly gave him 4 Epics. Then I just bought them again. You know what I mean? I'm like, hell, I'll buy the Epics again because I love Epic collections. But yeah, I'd do anything for if my nephew asked, I'd do anything for him. Ray, can I buy your radio show and the Chubbyray trademark for $80 billion? I'm pretty sure you could buy it for 80. You don't need the billion. You need to marry his daughter to gain VIP access. Lacanima says you need to marry his. Yeah, are you an early 20s male who has a good work ethic and you work out? You're a good guy. I'd consider it. DP says, Ray, do you recommend Mark Waid's Here Comes Daredevil paperback? Well, I haven't read it. I read the omnibuses though. I read the omnibuses and Mark Waid. I don't want to slam Mark Waid's run because I thought it was the first volume was good. I thought the second volume was a turd in a punch bowl. So, you know. Paulo says, let's do 4 Epic Collection giveaways. Need comics and tortillas for that. Yeah, you're right. Only comics and tortillas could talk me into that. Comics are the best form of entertainment, and Ray is the comic host that rules. Oh, thank you, Chris. I appreciate it, brother. I hope you're not just saying that to win stuff. I hope you guys are saying that because you actually like me. That'd be good. The American government stopped regulating corporations in the 1980s, and it's been downhill ever since. Downhill. Yeah, you're right. Too many companies buying too many other. You guys, I'm telling you, it happened I was in radio and I saw it happen. A lot of you guys might be too young, but you guys that are around my age, radio was a big thing. But then when they allowed giant companies to buy hundreds of radio stations, it ruined the industry. If you look at radio in the 80s and 90s and 2000s, it was exceptional. Then all of a sudden they could buy hundreds of radio stations, and look what happened. They deregulated radio in the early 2000s, and it went to hell. And now it hardly exists. Can you guys tell me, no matter where you live, can you tell me what the big local radio station that everybody listens to? Can you tell me what it is? I bet you can't, because there's no station that everybody listens to, because people listen to podcasts, Spotify, they listen to YouTube, they listen. There's other forms of entertainment now that they don't get from their car. You used to get, you just turn on your car radio and you could hear anything. Now people, they want to listen to their phones. They want to listen to their phone. They don't want to listen to their car stereos. They don't want to listen to a transistor radio anymore. They don't want to listen to a clock radio. They don't want to listen to that stuff. They'll just listen to their phones. Times have changed. And it happened because when radio was so strong, the internet started getting big around 1990, 1995 maybe, is when the internet started getting big. But radio still mastered the internet. Mark Cuban and those guys at Indiana University, they created technology for streaming in the 90s, early 90s. And it didn't take over. It didn't take over. There were like wrestling had like some online channels you could listen to in the 90s, but that was it. Radio was still the prevalent thing until it got deregulated. When it got deregulated, that's when the internet started rising up. And look, it destroyed it. Ray, good to see you. Shout out to Chester. We know Taylor's Nightwing's your favorite Omnibus. What's your second favorite Nightwing Omnibus? Second favorite, Tim Seeley. I like Tim Seeley's Rebirth Omnibus. His Rebirth Omnibus is pretty good. I like Tim Seeley though, but yeah, it's really good. Nightwing Tom Taylor Volume 1 is number 1. Tim Seeley Rebirth is number 2. Prince of Gotham 3. Oh, the Nightwing Compendiums by Chuck Dixon before, and then the Grayson Omnibus would be 5. So there you go. There's my Nightwing countdowns. What are 3 Omnis you own you would set fire? No. Oh, God. 3 Foul Flipper. What kind of question is that? What are 3 omnibuses that I would set on fire if I had to? All right. All-Star Batman and Robin by Frank Miller. Absolute All-Star Batman and Robin. That's the first one I'd set on fire. Second one I'd set on fire is Daredevil Shadowland. The third one I would set on fire. You know what? Might be Daredevil Devil's Reign. It might be Devil's Reign. Because I didn't need it. It's so unnecessary. I didn't need it because I had Zdarsky. I had Zdarsky Volume 2. So, yeah, I would say Devil's Reign. So I say Devil's Reign, Shadowland, Absolute All-Star Batman and Robin. I think. That's off the top of my head. Now, I'm sure if I think about it, I'd come up with some different ones. But those are the ones I would, if I had to. However, that's a very hard very hard question. Very hard question. What is my favorite? Oh, man. My favorite all-time omnibus? Oh, shit. There are so many good ones, guys. If I had to pick one favorite, that's hard. I'll tell you what I really liked. I just read the Spider-Man or the Superman New Krypton saga. That was very good. James Tynion Batman, very good. New Avengers by Brian Michael Bendis. Oh my God. Fantastic. Avengers by Jeff Johns is fantastic. Justice League New 52 by Jeff Johns. Amazing. Infinite Crisis. You know what? Infinite Crisis might be my favorite of all time. I love Infinite Crisis. That might be my favorite of all time. That's very, very good, man. It's very good. There's a lot. This is what's great about comics. It's not just one. There's hundreds of books that are my favorite of all. I just love it. I love all of them. We will have to wait and see if Paramount will be crushed by their massive debt or if they will get bailed out. Yeah, well, listen. I just hope no matter what they do, that DC Comics stays alive. That's what I hope. I hope DC Comics stays alive, period. Ray, do you have any superhero movies that you consider your absolute favorites? My favorite superhero movie is Infinity War. Probably Infinity War. Batman, Dark Knight. I love the first Iron Man. Captain America, the first Avenger. Oh my God, that's great. You know what? I love? I love Batman versus Superman. I love that movie. So yeah, I do love comic book movies, but it's not my main thing. But I would probably say Infinity War. Do you read some? No, I read no mangas. And you guys, I've said it before. You guys know why I don't read mangas. Tell them, guys. Tell them why I don't read mangas. They know. I've said it before. B. Mitch says, "What's up, Ray? How you doing, B. Mitch? Good to talk to you, buddy." When I was a kid growing up, Marvel introduced Nova, and I love that character and the book. I'll never forget the issue he fought Thor. I think Nova, listen, I'm a big fan of the New Warriors. I love the New Warriors. I'm a huge fan of Nova. Big fan. I can't wait till they make a Nova movie in the MCU. I mean, I can't wait. I just love that character. So I am also a big fan of Nova. I 100% agree with you, Thor Odinson. Hey, Ray, dinner got the Road to No Man's Land and both the No Man's Land Omnis. Yes. Evan, how much you love that run. Can't wait for them to get it. Sean, that makes me so happy, man. You will love it. Road to No Man's Land is so good. It is all about the earthquake. It's about the earthquake that hits Gotham City. You guys, it is freaking crazy. This story is so good. Oh my God, that's Road to No Man's Land. It is a fantastic story. Then you get, because the earthquake damages the city so bad, you get the city deciding to blow up the bridges and not let people in or out of Gotham. And people that live in Gotham are trapped there. They can't leave. And the Bat family is in there with them. So that's what No Man's Land's about. It is an amazing story. It is truly just an epic. No Man's Land is so good. It's also the introduction to Cassandra Cain as Batgirl. So if you're a Cassandra Cain fan, you will love No Man's Land. By the way, Tom says his friend on that John Campea show is Robert Meyer Burnett. Yeah, and and I've seen him on there, and he's a good guy. And Brant says Robert Burnett is great. Yeah, and that's Tom's buddy. So yeah. Gabrielle says, Ray, how you doing? I'm doing good, buddy. Doing good. I was interested in Tom King Batman, but heard it was divisive. I started reading online and just finished the I Am Gotham storyline, enjoying it so far. I love I Am Gotham. I loved it. Loved it. I have not read the Omnibus, but I liked a lot of Tom King's run. I like a lot of Tom King's run. I thought the stuff he did with Batgirl, with Catwoman was good. You get the most divisive thing he did though happened to Alfred. That's what people who are pissed at Tom King. I think it's got a lot to do with it. They didn't like what he did to Alfred. But yeah, it got confusing at times. But no, Tom King's run's okay. It's just, it's not as good, in my opinion. It's not as good as Snyder or Tynan. It's just not as good. However, I Am Gotham kicked off everything. It's a great story. It's extremely underrated. That's just my opinion. Mick says, "Hey Ray, hope you're well. Doing well, buddy. Doing well now because I'm doing this show. So I'm not thinking about, all the personal crap I've been going through." Wow. One day you're going to be super excited and super enthusiastic, and you're going to do another Baker's Dozen. Who knows? Maybe one of these days. Gabriel says, "Ray, I don't know if you remember yesterday I commented I was hoping for a reprint of X of Swords. And today I found a guy selling a brand new copy for $120. I'm so happy and excited. Dude, I am happy for you. Let me tell you. I'm so happy for X of Swords. If you guys have never seen X of Swords, hold on, let me get it. It is so good. And it's an out-of-print hardcover. It's an out-of-print oversized hardcover that Marvel put out. Hold on. Let me grab it. Here it is. And it is a fantastic book. It looks like an omnibus, right? But it's not an omnibus. It's just a hardcover, but it is great. And it contains X of Swords creation, X of Swords stasis, X of Swords destruction, X-Men 12 through 15, Excalibur 13 through 15, Marauders, X-Force, New Mutants, Wolverine, Cable, Hellions, and X-Factor. It is a great oversized hardcover. And I'll show you some of it. It's very cool. This is during the Krakoa era. X of Swords is awesome. And everybody should own this. Anybody who's getting X-Men, everybody should own this. But they haven't done a reprint of it. They haven't done it. But it's technically not an omnibus. And to get it for $120, Gabriel, that's awesome, brother. Congratulations. You got a hell of a deal. I don't know what I paid for mine, but I got a good deal on mine too. And it felt great. By the way, Hassan says, "Did you see Omar announce 5 Marvel on?" Yes, I did. And like I said, he announced Age of Apocalypse and Ultimate Spider-Man Volume 2. Both are out of print, and both are amazing. They are amazing. And I'm very happy. But they also announced Spider-Geddon, which I didn't know Spider-Geddon was out of print. I think I think you can still get that one. And they announced, what else did they announce, guys? He announced King in Black. He announced King in Black, Spider-Geddon, Age of Apocalypse. There was one more. There's a. I'm forgetting what the other one was. I'm missing one. By the way, Marvel Trucker Chris says, "I always liked WGN radio." Yeah, I like WGN. I like WGN because they used to carry the Cubs games. When I was a kid, I'd listen to the Cubs on WGN all the time to hear my Cubs games. My buddy, my old producer, my old co-host was a guy named Pete McMurray, who worked with me. Pete ended up going to Chicago, and I think he worked on WGN. So, and Pete's a great guy. He's a good friend of mine. I can name a few radio stations here. Yeah, but Lacanama, you live. Where's Lacanama live? Where do you live, Economo? Europe? Australia? He lives somewhere, doesn't he? By the way, Dis at Large says, I've been using comics at work to encourage reading for adults with learning and physical disabilities. All out of pocket just to see the excitement in reading. Holy shit. Absolutely, brother. Yes. God bless you, man. God bless you. Found it through your videos, but curious if I missed any other decently priced sites. All right, here is. Yeah, there are a lot of places that have some, instocktrades.com. They've got some books that you can get for a good price. crooksandbanditscomics.com. They've got some books for a great price. cheapgraphicnovels.com. They've got books for a great price. You can look on Amazon and get some deals. I mean, there are a lot of places. That have paperbacks for a very, very good price. And Omnibus as well. I think, dude, what you're doing, Dis at Large, I think what you're doing is great. Picture books can bring so many people into reading. Oh my God. I think it's wonderful. God bless you, brother. Now Paramount can make new episodes of the CBS Superman anime. They could. Yeah. They could. They'll own everything. They will own everything. So they can do what they want. We'll see. Because they own CBS and they own DC Comics. They can, they can bring the Flash series that they used to do. They did the Flash in 1980, I think 1988 or 89. They had the first comic TV show. They did the Flash. That was a really cool time. They could bring that back if they wanted to. Reading Nightwing Compendium right now based on your recommendation. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, buddy. I love the Nightwing Compendium. Oh my God, I'm taking off my shoes. I'm wearing my North Carolina shoes tonight. I'll show you guys if I can get my foot up high enough. There we go. Look at that. Look at my North Carolina shoes. I've got my Tar Heels on. I got to take them off, but I'm hoping I don't fart in this position, but thank God. Okay. There we go. Shoes off. Big Kiddo says, Ray, I only own DC Omnis for budget reason. If I could throw 5 omnibuses in the cart right now, what would you recommend off the top of your head? Do you want DC, Big Kiddo? You want DC Comics? 5 omnibuses right now. We got to get you some Batman. 5 omnibuses. Let's get you Mariko Tamaki's Detective. Mariko Tamaki Detective. Let's get that. Let's do Batman by Scott Snyder, Volume 1. I think that's a good price. I think you can get that. Let's do Superman, the New Krypton Saga. That's 3. Let's do I'm trying to think of what isn't out of print that you would like. Let's do, I think I was gonna say Joshua Williamson Flash, but I think Volume 1's out of print. Justice League New 52 Volume 1 by Jeff Johns, or Volume 2. Try that. And let's do by the way, Dan just gave super chat. Ray, use this to send Dis at Large something that might help with his therapy sessions. That is all. Really, that is awesome. Thank you, Dan. Dis at Large, get me your address and I'll send you some books. I'll send you some books too. Dis at Large, get me your address. Send it to chubbyraycomics@gmail.com and I'll send you over some books, man. Books to help. I would love to help people. That would be great. That would be great, man. That would be wonderful. Dan, that's a very nice thing that you did, buddy. That is great. That is fantastic. I believe he also announced Jason Aaron's Thor, whichever. Yeah, Jason Aaron's Thor is really good. Lekanema lives in Germany. He lives in the Germany. Lekanema is a German. I think my wife is Mexican, like me, and I think she's half German. So yeah, my wife is part German, and but my wife looks Mediterranean, but she's Mexican. But throughout our lives, people have always go, "Oh, your wife looks very Mediterranean," which I think is kind of a racist way of saying your wife is dark complected. I don't know. When I was younger, I looked a lot more Mexican than I do now. I am Latino, as I think you guys can tell, but when I was younger, I really looked Latino. Like, 100%, you knew that I was, here we go. Here's a picture of me. Here's a picture of me. This is with one of my radio co-hosts. All right. I'll show you this picture. You guys can see what I'm talking about when I say that I look very Latino. All right. Let me figure out what I have to hit for you guys to see this. Okay. Here we go. All right. Look at this. Okay. Look at me. There's my dark skin, my black hair. And that's when I'm looking very ethnic there. All right. That's my friend Michelle, who was my co-host, who was one of my co-hosts at the time. But you guys see how I look. I looked very ethnic when I was younger. Now that I'm older, I look less ethnic. I don't, because my hair has gotten gray, I look more, I don't know what I look, but I look more white. I know it's a horrible thing to say, but I look more Caucasian now than what I used to look. So I could show you pictures of myself looking a lot more ethnic, which is, I know it's a ridiculous thing to show, but oh well. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out where I was. Let's see. Let me get to Ray. If you get mangas, you're definitely going to collect those deluxe hardcovers as well. I know. That's why I'm not going to get mangas, man. I won't do it because it's like a drug to me. I'll end up with 1,000 mangas and my wife will kick me out. That's it. And I don't want to go through that. Currently reading Annihilation Conquest and can say that Nova's awesome. Yeah, I love Nova. Nova's all throughout the Annihilation Conquest. It's very cool. If you could only follow one path for the rest of your collecting life, would you commit to a single creator's body of work or dedicate yourself to one superhero across all eras? Oh my God. Oh. Man, that's too hard a question. That is too hard a question. That's too hard, man. I love so many creators. And I will see who's writing a book and pick it up because someone wrote it. I'm more apt to do that than pick up a book because someone's illustrating it. You know what I mean? But there are like, I love Batman. I buy any Batman book. I, of course, buy any Legion of Superheroes book. I buy any Spider-Man book. I buy any Iron Man book. Avengers. You know what I mean? There are just some Green Arrow, Green Lantern. There are some heroes that I have to have everything. So, DB says, Ray, which book has impacted your life the most? Oh, it's got to be the Legion of Superheroes. The Legion of Superheroes was my everything because I was very young, and I was like that monkey Punch. Have you guys seen Punch the Monkey? I was Punch the Monkey when I moved from Chicago. When I moved from Chicago down to Central Illinois, I spoke very little English. And I moved from the city down to Central State. And I did not have a lot of, and I stuttered. I stuttered when I spoke English. So with the Spanish, I was pretty good with the Spanish. I was a little kid, but I was pretty good with the Spanish. But when I spoke English, I would stutter, okay? So I didn't have a lot of friends when I first moved to town. But then I ended up making friends. And one of my first friends is one of the people that got me into comic books. So one of my first books is he traded with me was Legion of Superheroes. So that for me that's when I became, that's when I went from being an outsider to an insider, because this kid was from a really established family in the community where I lived. His parents had money. He was, everyone loved this kid. He was such a nice guy. Everybody loved him. And when I became a comic book fan, there weren't a ton of kids that were comic book fans, but I had something in common with him, and it was comic books. So we became really good friends. But because I was friends with him, it put me in a different class because I grew up very poor, and, I was different than the other kids. I grew up in a very, very white community with a lot of farmers and a lot of, just different people, instead of growing up in the city, where I was from. This put me from a kid that nobody wanted to talk to. That's a stuttering kid. And, and it put me into a different class of people. And I got to make some really good friends. It was because I got into comic books and the Legion of Superheroes that I was able to get into with these people. So that's what comics did for me. I think that's the subconscious thing that makes me love comics. And unfortunately, my friend died. When we were sophomores in high school. He was killed in an auto accident. And this guy was a brilliant artist too. I mean, I would have ended up writing comic books with this guy illustrating him. That's how fantastic he was. But I was just so into books, and it definitely changed my life. So I think that's the subconscious thing that happened to me that makes me love him. So yeah, there you go. Just started reading Green Lantern. I had to start with Jeff Johns' Omnibus. Oh, dude, Jeff Johns' Green Lantern Omnibus. There's my other DC suggestion. The person who asked for 5 omnibuses, Jeff Johns' Green Lantern's got to be on the list. I think for anyone just starting in omnibuses, any Jeff Johns, Green Lantern, Green Arrow, Green Lantern, Aquaman, Justice League, Flash, Flashpoint, Infinite Crisis. There's Avengers by Jeff Johns, which is right here. Avengers by Jeff. Any Jeff Johns book should be one of your first purchases. I think you're crazy. That should be everybody's first omnibuses. Another haul incoming. Better stock up first at crooksandbanditscomics.com. Also, Chubbyray Comics. That's the code. Chubbyray Comics gets you hooked up. $2 off per book, guys. Help Adam and crooksandbanditscomics.com. You guys will love it. Connor says, Ray just notified that my pre-order restock of Tom Taylor Nightwing Omnibus has shipped. I'm so excited. Your review of this book got me back into comics. Dude, that makes me so happy. Connor, after you read it and you feel the same way I do, please let me know. Share with me what you think, because I thought it was the best omnibus of last year. I love that book. I love the tone. I love the positive energy of it. I love everything about Tom Taylor's Nightwing. I cannot wait. I can't wait for volume 2 that's coming out in July. It's going to be fantastic. I just love it. Brant says, would love to see videos of you giving a summary of big comic events for beginners. Oh, I would do that. Yeah, I should do that. That's a good idea, Brant. Remind me of that, so I'll do that. It's great. Gabriel says, thanks, Ray. Really happy because it was the only oversized hardcover to complete my collection of Hickman Krakoa. Oh, that's awesome, dude. Dude, X of Swords usually goes for like, what's it going for on eBay? I think on eBay, people are asking like $500 for this book. And that's insane. And you got it for a great price, man. That is awesome. That is great. Mick says, just purchased Daredevil Volume 1 by Chip. I can't see my wife being happy with me. Never read a full Daredevil run before. Chip Zdarsky, Daredevil Volume 1 is very good. It's very, very good. Volume 2, but Volume 1's very good. You guys, Gray says, good evening. Well, good evening. Good evening, Gray. DP is thanking Lacanema, saying Loeb and Sale are awesome. We know Lacanema lives in Germany. Well, I like Lacanema a lot. He's a good guy. DP says, I'm sure Lacanema lives somewhere. He lives in Germany. By the way, Brant still listens to sport radio. Yeah, sports radio is the one thing people listen to. Sports radio. And you know what else they listen to is conservative. They listen to conservative talk radio. So they listen to conservative political talk and sports radio. That's it. Nobody listens to it for music anymore. They get music from somewhere else. That's why, and they don't get comedy. They don't want comedy from the radio either. They get comedy from the internet. Too difficult to narrow down my favorite superhero flick, just one. So your favorite, I would have to count the first 3 X-Men movies. The first 3 are inseparable, if you know what I mean. You know which one? You know what's? I like the new class. I liked what was it? X-Men. What was it called? The First Class or whatever. I like that. And then I like the sequels. I really liked that run. I liked whatever they call the second run. I don't know, but I thought that was good. Even the Apocalypse one was really good, but the Phoenix one was really bad. But I did like the first 2 a lot. Eric says Omar also announced Jason Aaron's Thor. Yep. Yeah, this Thor's still around. So is I thought King in Black's still around, and I think Spider-Geddon's still around. So I didn't understand, but definitely Age of Apocalypse and Ultimate Spider-Man 2. I got to be honest, guys. I was hoping for Daredevil by Soul. Everybody wants Daredevil by Soul. You guys know I want it. But my picks were Ultimate Spider-Man Volume 2, Charles Soule's Daredevil, and I forgot what the third one was, but yeah, that was good. I like seeing. I love whenever I see Omar in a suit, I get really excited, man. I think Omar in a suit's a good time. Was a good time. Here's a fun question. Which Marvel team would you like to see the Legion of Superheroes face off against? Oh. Legion of Superheroes can face off against anybody. And I want it to be a good fight. For it to be a good fight, it would have to be the Avengers. I mean, but the Legion of Superheroes takes place 1,000 years in the future. Or I think it's 1,000 years in the future. Where the Marvel teams take place now. So, by the way, everybody thanking, Dan. Yeah, that's right. You're right, Oren. Yeah. Hats off to Dan. Chancellor Saran, I had to commit to a single creator. I'd pick Gardner Fox. Oh, Gardner, get some. You'd be getting a lot of DC. You'd be getting a lot of DC finest. By the way, talk about Scott Snyder. Should I get Court of Owls Absolute or Hush Absolute? Oh man, I would. Here's what I do. Do you have the Scott Snyder, Gabriel? Do you have Scott Snyder Volume 1 Omnibus? If you have Scott Snyder Volume 1 Omnibus, then get Absolute Hush. Because it's Jim Lee art. By the way, Tom gifted a membership. Tom gifted a membership to Mick Moore. All right, Mick, congrats, buddy. Mick, you are now a member, which means you're going to get videos early. I love it. You are now eligible. Hold on, let me get him. Mick, you are now eligible to go in the Frosted Flakes Cup. I almost called it the Fantastic Four. You're going into the Frosted Flakes Cup, and you will be eligible for the drawings. I have drawings tonight. Let me get Mick in, guys. Hold on. All right, Mick Moore. All right. Let's get Mick entered. That's great. Congratulations, buddy. Tom, did you gift another one? Oh my God, he gifted another one. Tom gifted 2. That's awesome. That is great, buddy. Thank you. How generous. How generous. Hold on, Mick. Let me get Mick entered. All right. Here we go. There, Mick. There's your sheet. It's going into the Frosted. Now it's going into the Frosted Flake Cup. You are now entered. Who's our next one? Our next one is, congratulations, the Nesquik. Nesquik. All right. His name is Nesquik. All right. Hold on, Nesquik. I'm going to get you in. Congratulations. Congratulations, Mick and Nesquik. I'll be damned. I can't even read my own hand. My handwriting's so bad, you guys. You guys, my wife does this. Honest to God, true story. My wife mails all the books that I give away. Okay. I have you guys send me your emails with your addresses, right? And the Nesquik, you're going in. And then I handwrite the addresses on a sticky note. Okay. And then the books, they go to my wife with the address on them. Okay. And then she mails them. My wife had to ask me to start sending her the emails because my handwriting is so bad. It's so impossible to read that that she can't read it. So I am going to I'm going to have to take a picture now of the person's email, of the person's address, and then I'm just going to write their name on the sticky note and put it on the book so my wife can find the address that way, because My handwriting is so sloppy. By the way, Mick says, thank you, Tom. I love it. Tom says, Mick, you're welcome. That's awesome, Tom. I just love it. By the way, Dis at Large says, Dan and Ray, thank you so much. Was not expecting that, was feeding my dogs and heard it. So it took me a minute to thank you. We'll send an email shortly. Well, listen, congratulations, man. Congratulations. And thank you to Dan. I think it's a wonderful gift. And we're going to get you some paperback sent out. So get me the address. I think it's wonderful. Dis at Large, it's wonderful what you're doing. I think it's great. By the way, Laconima says I look sunburnt in my picture. Do I look sunburnt there? Let me see. Do I? I didn't know. I didn't know if I was sunburned. Let me see. Let's see that picture again. I think that was in the, yeah, no, I'm not sunburnt at all. That's just that's how I looked. When I was a fat radio DJ and I had a convertible, but oh my God, you guys, look at that hair. Let me show off that hair. Hold on a second. Let me show off that luscious hair. Good Lord. You guys, look at those locks. Oh, look at that beautiful hair. Oh my God. Look at it now. Look at it now. Oh, getting old sucks. Look at this hair. Oh my God. Look, it's all, I don't even know what color that is. What color is that? That is just terrible. Look at that. Look at this hair compared to this hair. That's the same hair. That's the same hair. Oh, well. Oh, well. There you go. Mankind, I'll tell you, time is so evil to all of us. It really is. It's an ugly thing. Getting old is such a sad thing. Very sad. Oh, well. Sickens me. Let me see here. Mixes, there's no way that's me. Yeah, that's me. Ray, you looked at Nick. Michelle was. I think she was intoxicated in that picture. Oren says, aside from some similarities in your facial structure, that picture looks nothing like you. Really? Thank you. I think, yeah. Let me see what else. I'll show you some other pictures of me. I'm trying to see what I have here. Yeah, I look completely different. Yeah, here's my wife and I. There's a picture of my wife and I. Let's see. Here you go. I think I look like myself, don't I? Don't I look like myself? Yeah, that's what I used to look like. There's my wife. That's my wife and I. That was in early 2000s, maybe. But that's what I look like. And look at that hair. Look at that hair, guys. That's the same hair. The same hair. Look at that. Look at those luscious locks. Oh, my God. Look at those luscious locks I had. Woo! Damn, I don't know what's on the picture, but it looks like there's bugs crawling on me. Yep, that's what I look like. Oh, well, I don't know what I did there, but all right. There you go. That's how I looked. That's what I looked like, guys, when I was doing radio. Let's see. Tom says, want to write a letter? Want to write a letter to Ray or send him your address? Send it to chubbyraycomics@gmail.com. Thank you, buddy. By the way, Laconima says, can we shout out Tom for doing a wonderful job? Yes. You guys do need to shout out Tom. Tom works so hard, guys. He really does. He really works super hard. He's always reminding you guys to hit like and and all that stuff. He's always giving you he gives you the address from me. He makes sure to lift, all the different places to buy books and our friends and all that stuff. By the way, Saran says, I love Punch. Wanted to get that plushie, but it's sold out everywhere in IKEA. I love Punch. Punch the monkey. Did Ray just say he wanted to punch? No, I don't want to punch a monkey. I was talking about Punch the monkey. I can't recall how old Ray is, but I recall he's old enough to have seen Star Wars in theater. Someone asked about favorite comic movies. Ray, did you see the Reeves Superman movies in theaters? Yeah, I did. I think I saw. Yeah, I think I saw the first one. Oh no, I saw the drive-in. I saw the first Superman at a drive-in. That was, when was that? 77, maybe 78. I can't remember, but yeah. I think I went to a drive-in. It's a good time. I saw Star Wars in Chicago. My uncles took me. My uncle Steve and my uncle Michael. They took me to the movies. It was great. Ray, I read Batman Endgame that you said it was amazing. I read the first issue and couldn't stop. That's awesome, Jack. That's great, buddy. I love it. Jeff Johns can do no wrong. I was introduced to him via Batman Earth 1. That's great. Orange says, I missed his answer. Let me know, Ray. What are some of your favorite superhero movie shows? Yeah. Favorite superhero movies, Infinity War, Iron Man 1, Batman Dark Knight. I love a bunch of stuff. I like Batman versus Superman. I thought was good. Jeff Johns' Rook Exodus is awesome. Yeah, I think it's great. Since you talked about writing comics, if DC asked you to write a main run on Batman, what comics would you take inspiration from, and who'd be your artist of choice? Well, Batman in my opinion, the best Batman artist is the current Batman artist. I think Jorge Jimenez is the greatest current working artist in comics. I think he's great. I think the second best is Dan Mora. And by the way, Dan Mora does art in Mariko Tamaki's Detective, and his Batman art is exquisite. He also does the art in World's Finest, and he does the art in Justice League. I'm trying to look. I'm looking for the paperback, wherever I have it. But he does the art in the new Justice League book too. And his art is fantastic. I love Dan Mora. I love Jorge Jimenez is the best. He's the best artist currently in comics. So I would keep him as the artist on Batman. And my story, man, I have no idea. My story arc would be I never thought of what my story arc for. My story arc for Batman would be I think I would have him go against what villain? There's so many great villains. I think what Tynan did was fantastic. I loved him going against Scarecrow. I loved him going against the Joker. I love the Penguin, Riddler. Yeah, man, Deathstroke. I think his Deathstroke, when Batman fights Deathstroke in their Dark Designs, I think it's fantastic, man. I love when Batman fights Ra's al Ghul. But I would probably do Batman versus Deathstroke in some capacity. That's probably what I would I'm thinking that's probably what I would start with. Yeah. By the way, Marvel Trucker Chris says JMS Volume 2 Spider-Man is $38 at Fanaticals. Wow, that's a great price. By the way, Gabriel says, I live in Brazil and I found a guy selling his whole collection of X-Men oversized hardcovers, and he priced almost each for $120. Oh my God. Dude, that is, Gabriel, that's fantastic. Is it in Portuguese? Gabriel, when you buy books in Brazil, this is an honest question. Are the books in Portuguese or are they in English? I don't know how they sell them there, but that is great, brother. I think it's great, but I don't know who distributes books if there are books in Portuguese. I don't know. Is it Panini that does Panini make them? I know Panini makes Spanish books, right? I know Brazil is Portuguese, right? So just a stupid question, you know. The early ones that had Juggernaut and the multiple men. Okay, yeah. Yeah, those X-Men were good. Those X-Men were good. Also read Doom Patrol 19, the Grant Morrison. I'm liking so far. Are you a big Doom Patrol? I'm not a big Doom Patrol fan. No, I wish I was, but I don't dislike them, but I'm just not a big I'm just not a huge fan of them. No. By the way, Tom said, I just got a text from Rob Burnett. He thinks that's a great question as well. He has no clue for what the merger will mean for DC Comics themselves. Yeah, that's my biggest question. My biggest question in the Warner Brothers deal is, and you guys, this is something we should all be caring about. I mean, I think the movie stuff's interesting, the TV stuff's interesting, but here's what we should be caring about. How's it going to affect DC Comics? I mean, that's what I love. I love DC Comics. I love my DC Comics collection. If Paramount decides they need to cut things, and if they decide to cut DC Comics, what the hell are we going to do? What are we going to do? We're comic fans. I can't live without my I get collected editions, but I can't live if I can't get a Batman, if I can't get at least one Batman paperback every 6 months or every 4 months. I cannot live. I will not be able to live if I can't get at least 3 Batman omnibuses per year. Or if I can't get at least 3 Superman omnibuses, or Nightwing, or Green Lantern, or Green Arrow, or Flash. What am I going to do? Or Justice League. I can't handle it. I would not, you guys, I am serious. I would not do well. I would not do well. If they get rid of DC Comics, I would be horrified. That would be like a worst case scenario for me. By the way, Oren says I should be grateful that I have a full head of hair. Some of us aren't so lucky. Yeah, I'm very fortunate. I'm very fortunate that I have hair. Thank God. And I don't even have that much of a receding hairline. So thank God for that. Melissa says, at least you have hair. You're right. You're right, Melissa. Yeah, at least I have hair. And listen, I'm very fortunate. And God bless my grandfather. My grandfather came from Mexico to this country. My grandfather came across the border, married my grandmother, had my beautiful mother. And, that's where I come from. And he died with a full head of hair. And thank God, myself and all my brothers, we all have a full head of hair, and we're very fortunate. Even my father died with a full head of hair. So I've never had hair problems. Thank God. I have friends who have hair problems, and it does seem to drive them crazy. as much as like I used to be really fat and it drove me crazy. I have friends that are in great shape, but they're bald and it drives them crazy. So I can relate. I relate to them. You know, DP wants to know if that's really me. Yeah, that was really me. That was me a long time ago. By the way, DP says the gray hair suits me. Thank you. Yeah, good, because I was thinking of coloring it, but you like this color? Well, awesome. I'll keep it. That's awesome. That was Chubbyray in his prime. Yeah, it was. Those are my days. Dan says, Christina says, keep up the hair talk. She's going to sneak in and shave it all off. Please, no. No, I love my hair. Chubbyray needs an omnibus for his backstory. Yes, I do. I need an omnibus. You're right. By the way, Dan says, anybody want to put up a super chat so we could send Tom some chapstick? He's going to need it after all that ass. No, how dare you? I think Tom is my boy. Tom is great. Tom is who I consider my co-host. I could not do this show. I couldn't do this stream without Tom. Tom makes doing this stream possible. I think it's fantastic. I love it. Oren says Star Wars was 77, Superman was 78. Yeah, there you go. I knew it was somewhere around there. Saran says first movie theater experience was Spider-Man 2 with Tobey Maguire when I was 3 and I barely fit on the seat. Maybe that's why anything Spider-Man I read, I enjoy. Yeah, Spider-Man's great. I love the Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans. They were great. Oren says his mom told him that she saw Star Wars at a midnight drive-in, falling asleep, and a trailer for Superman played and hyped her so much she was awake all night. She was so excited to see Superman. I'll tell you what, guys. I went to see, I'll give you a story. When I was in high school, I went to see an Indiana Jones movie. Was it Last Crusade? It was Last Crusade or Temple of Doom. It was one of the Indiana Jones movies. This is while I was in high school. And I went to the drive-in and I hooked up with, I was a girl that I was dating in high school. And so we, of course, your kids in high school, you're at the drive-in, you go to the back seat and start, you know what I mean? Start fooling around. But the movie was so good. I think you guys can. I think you're comic guys. You can relate to this. I know I still can relate. I can still relate to this. But we were in the throes of passion. You're a young teenage boy and a young teenage girl, and there are things happening. But the movie was so good that I couldn't not pay attention to it. So I had to be like, okay, well, wait a minute. I gotta watch this. And the girl got angry and the relationship was ruined because I did not want to continue with what I was doing because I was enjoying the movie so much. And I think you guys can understand, as a comic fan or as a geeky guy that I am, there are certain things that are so important to me that they're more important than, they're more important than sex or any of that stuff. You know what I mean? I got to be honest. And I married the right person because my wife, we went to the movies. My wife loved Superman, loved it. She loved James Gunn's Superman. She loved Fantastic Four. She liked Fantastic Four First Steps. She liked Thunderbolts. So I married the correct person. So my wife now would understand. My wife now understands if I want to cut down whoopee time in order to enjoy one of these movies. This girl in high school did not understand. By the way, Nick says Jorge Jimenez art in the first scene of Failsafe is amazing. Even if the story isn't the best, the scene of the cops outside of the building, yes. Jorge Jimenez is the best current working artist. Dan Mora 2. Marco Coquetto 3. I'm telling you, best working artist, in my opinion. I love him. Let me see. Ray, what is the most you have read in a single day? Oh God, I can read a lot. I have read a complete omnibus. I've read a complete omnibus in one day, one sitting. In one sitting, I can read a complete omnibus. Not a big 1,400 pager, but I read Nightwing by Tom Taylor one day. Daredevil by Ed Brubaker, Volume 1, one day. Daredevil by Brian Michael Bendis, Volume 2, one day. I've read Joshua Williamson's Flash, Volume 1, I read in a day and a half. There are just some books that are so good. And then I have read, I can read as many as 3 paperbacks in one night. I can read 3 paperbacks in one night. So that's probably the most. That might be the most. By the way, Frederico says, don't forget the like, guys. Yeah, hit that like. Smash that like button. Isn't that what Omar says? Doesn't Omar say smash the like button? I'm not as good at remembering that stuff as Omar is, but hit the like button. Hit it for us. Smash the like button, hit subscribe, become a channel member. Members get perks and automatically entry into giveaways. Share the videos to help more people discover the channel. Thank you. Yes, please do. Jose says, hello, all my comic geeks. Absolutely. Oren says, unfortunately, I ain't got no money to become a member. You should gift me a membership or some English lessons. Tom says, folks, YouTube randomly chooses who gets a membership or who gets the membership. You aren't just paying for who they choose, which I think is dumb. Yeah, you should be able to pick a person, right? Yeah. When they re-released the original Star Wars trilogy, no special edition, it is getting an IMAX release. That'd be cool. I heard this is not a comic thing, but Tom, let me ask you, did you hear? I heard a rumor yesterday that Disney has reached out to George Lucas to direct the next Star Wars movie. Is that true? I think there's 3 Star Wars movies in production now, but the second run and whatever the next trilogy they're making, that they have reached out to George Lucas to direct that. I think that's pretty cool if it's true. I think that's very, very awesome. I don't know if that's true. That's why I figured I'd ask Tom. He would know. Nick says, I've been reading Tom Taylor's Nightwing. I noticed Superman is absent from Earth. Is this during Superman Warworld? Have you read Superman Warworld? Is amazing. Yes. That's during Warworld. But Superman's son, John is in the Nightwing book. Tom says he has not heard that, but I read it. Yeah, I read it yesterday, Tom. I just want to know if it was true. Laconima says, I don't want any more Star Wars movies or new series from Disney. All that stuff is crap. Well, I'm just telling you that I'd read that yesterday. I don't know if it's true, but that is definitely a rumor that Disney has reached out to George Lucas to see if he would be interested in directing a Star Wars movie, which is weird because he would be directing something that he created that he no longer owns. All right, here's our giveaway for tonight, guys. Giveaway is the Batman. This is Future State, the next Batman. So, man, I don't even know who the next Batman is. I'm just sure I don't think I've ever read this. Oh, it looks cool as hell. It's written by John Ridley. John Ridley's a great author. This book, oh my God, the art. Who's doing the art in this? Awesome. My God, this looks great. How did this end up in the giveaway pile? This is Nick Darrington art. It's very good. The art's really good, man. Wow. This is a good looking book. Holy crap. It's a compendium. All right, we're going to give this away. All right. Let's see what else. Let's see what else we're going to give away. We're also going to give away, let's see here. I'm reaching down the giveaways. Let's see what we have. We will also give away Titans and Deathstroke, the Terminus Agenda. Well, this is pretty cool. This is a hardcover, brand new. So somebody's going to be getting that. So we got the Batman, the next Batman, and the Titans Terminus Agenda. All right. Is that all? Is that all the giveaways tonight? Or should we do, let me see. Let's see what else we got here. Let me see. Oh, I don't want to do an Epic collection. All the rest of the stuff at the Epic collections. Oh man, I'm not ready to give away an Epic collection yet. I'll tell you that. What is this? This is Batman Haunted Night. I'm not ready to give this away yet. Should I give this away? Batman Haunted Night. This is really good. So I don't know. Let's start with these two. We'll start with these. We'll start with the next Batman. We'll go from there. All right. And then we'll do what else do I have here? I have a Thor hardcover, so I can do another Thor hardcover. That's at the bottom of my pile. I just got gifted. I just got gifted by a friend a bunch of sketch pads for my art because I'm drawing. I've been drawing a lot lately because I'm trying to get good enough. I'm trying to get good enough to I'd like to one day be able to illustrate something. I'd like to one day be able to draw a comic. That would be a dream for me. So I have a friend of mine got me sketch pads and drawing pencils. So I do have that. So I've been doing a lot of sketching and stuff lately, which is really cool. But underneath are all my giveaways. Let's see what I have here. I've got some omnibuses I'm giving away. Let's see. Hold on. I'm giving away. Oh, here we go. Boy, this is out of print. This might be worth something. This is the World of Flashpoint featuring Green Lantern. Holy shit, this might be worth something. So I got this to give away. And then I have, let's see, the X-Men. I've got X-Men paperbacks. I've got Thor by Jason Aaron to give away. Let's see these. I have Thor God Bomb. This is Thor God Bomb by Jason Aaron. Wow, this looks amazing. Look at that. I could give this away. This is really good. Look at that, man. This is top notch. This is good giveaways, man. Look at that, right? Look at that Thor art. Holy crap. I've got this omnibus, so this is a hardcover. This is great. We'll give these away. We'll give that away. All right. All right. My wife just texted me. Okay. And I also have, what is this? I have Mighty Thor Lords of Midgard, Volume 2 to give away. I got that. And I have, what is this? This is another Thor book. This is Thor Volume 5. Volume 5 hard. My God, this is great. I got a bunch of stuff to give away. So we'll start. Let me hold on, guys. Let me thank Jose. You guys, Jose. Oh, by the way, Jose says, Ray, George Lucas is only concentrating on his museum. He will not be directing. Yeah, I read it yesterday, and I just wanted to know if it was true. Jose said it is not true that Lucas is only concentrated on. He's not doing any filmmaking. That's awesome. By the way, Christina just gifted a Chubbyray Comics membership. Oh, that's great. And let's see who got. Tom says, congrats to Mohammed Sharez. That's who got in. Awesome. Congrats, Mohammed. Let's add Mohammed to the list. All right. We will add Mohammed to the list, and then I'll do some drawings. Tom, what are we doing? Are we doing member first? Member drawing first? We will do that. Hold on, I just spilled a bunch of these books. So, all right. Here we go. Here's our giveaway pile. So let's get Muhammad. Mohammed is the most popular name in the world. Isn't that what they said on didn't they say that? What was that movie with the Michael Cera and Jonah Hill? So Mohammed Sharez. All right, let's get him added. All right, and we will we'll add Muhammad to the Frosted Flakes Bowl. Okay, guys. All right. Goomba guy. Goomba just re-upped your membership, right? I love Goomba. Goomba wasn't Goomba like one of those like he was the next one or something? Didn't he just miss one? Okay, we're gonna do the same things. I'm gonna draw a member, and then we'll get a random commenter, okay? A member and then a random commenter. I love it. Okay. The first book is the thick one. This is the next Batman. What do you think, Tom? Member for this one? Shall we get out the Frosted Flakes Bowl? Should we get out the Frosted Flakes Bowl? I don't have comics and tortillas. So it's going to be Tom helping me out. What do you think, Tom? Love it. Yeah, I think Goomba Guy re-upped. I love it. Thank you so much, Goomba Guy. You're fantastic. All right, let's do a member for this, guys. Here we go. So we're going to do the drawing. Lick my fingers. Here we go. Oh, crap. That was my bad. You guys, I dropped it. Guys, I had one and dropped it. I didn't. I got to draw it again. I'm sorry. This is why I try to lick my fingers. Watch my fingers. All right, I'm going to. Here we go. Winner is. I don't know who that. Winner's Christopher Landon. Christopher Landon. Let me see. Let's see. Did you guys see that? Did you notice that there were a couple that I had picked 3 of them, 2 of them dropped. Let's see who didn't win. You guys want to see who didn't win? Whoever this is, you didn't win. Oh, Lacanema. Sorry, Sorry, Lacanema. Oh, that sucks. And the other one who didn't win is whoever this is. Who's that? Marjan. Okay. All right. But Christopher Landon, you won the next Batman. All right. Tom, get ready. Now I'm going to do a drawing and I will have Tom text me. All right. All right, guys, we ready? So I will scroll up to the top and down to the bottom, and I will hold my phone. And when Tom texts, that is when I will randomly pick someone. Okay. Let me try. I've got to get the thing set that'll let me scroll all the way up. Okay. And now I got to see if I can scroll all the way down. Okay. Siegel says that's cold. Sorry, man. That's, All right. I'm going to, Tom, start counting whatever number you count to, and then send me the text. Whenever you send the text, I will randomly pick whoever the commenter is, and that's who will win. Okay. And we're playing for, hold on. We're playing for, what are we playing for? We're playing for Thor. We're playing for Thor God Bomb. Thor God Bomb for a random commenter. All right, Tom? Let's start counting, Tom. All right, everybody. Tom's counting. Tom is counting. As soon as he texts, I will pick someone. And they will win. Here we go. Tom says, let me read. Tom says, stop. Okay. Winner is Goomba Guy. Did I miss any discussion of Lantern's teaser? We discussed, I haven't seen it. Goomba Guy, you just won Thor God of Thunder. Congratulations, Goomba Guy. All right. Shall we do another one, guys? Let's do Titans Terminus agenda. This is Titans versus Deathstroke. And this looks cool. This looks cool as hell. This is Christopher Priest. Christopher Priest, Adam Glass, Bernard Chang. Oh my God, it's good. And it's a hardcover. This is a good book. All right, we're going to do this to a member. Doing this one for a member, Tom. This one goes for a member. Let me lick my fingers. All right, guys. Let's see. I hope it's somebody that's never won before. And I do. I try to get all the way in there, but there's 60 some odd names. But in the bottom, they really get, Jay Woods. Jay Woods, you win Titans Deathstroke Terminus Agenda. Congratulations, Jay Woods. I hope you don't mind, but I am going to unseal. I will have to unseal this to put your winning sheet in. Okay. I don't know where my little scissors are. So I usually have my little scissors to. All right. Let me get Jay Wood's name put in. All right, Jay, you are in, my man. Jay Woods, you win this one. Okay. All right, let's do one more. We'll do one more. I want to see. Hold on, let me check and see how much this is worth. I want to make sure that I'm not giving away some. I want to make sure I'm not giving away some kind of book that's worth a ton of money, because then people are going to complain. Well, this is worth some money. Well, we're still going to give it away. Let's give it away. I don't care. All right, Tom. Tom, same thing. I'm going to want you to text me, and whenever you text me, I will stop, and that's who wins this. This is the World of Flashpoint featuring Green Lantern. So this takes place during the Flashpoint book, okay? Let's see who wins. Let me scroll down and then up and down again, and so on and so forth. Are you guys ready? Make sure to send me your address at Chubbyray Comics at gmail.com. Are we ready? All right, Tom, count to a number and text me, and that's when I will stop scrolling. Okay? And this is the last one. No comics and tortillas. All right, I'm going all the way up, and now I'm going all the way down. And then when I get all the way to the bottom, I'll start going back up again. I'm at the bottom. I'm going back up again. Oh, we go. All right. Here we go. Tom says, and the flashpoint goes to Augustus Sedek? Augustus, congratulations, buddy. You send me an email, chubbyraycomics at gmail.com. Augustus, you are the winner. So we have Augustus, you win this. Jay Woods, you win that. Goomba, you win Thor. And Christopher Landon, you win the next Batman. Okay, guys? Send me an email with your address, and I will get this stuff mailed out to you. Some of you guys, some of you winners should have gotten your books today. Some of you winners should have gotten your books today. All right? By the way, Oren says he's always a bridesmaid, never a bride. Yep, sorry, buddy. By the way, Siegel says, Ray, did you get my email? Yeah. If you sent it to me, I got it. I got the emails. Yeah. But I know that the last group of stuff that went out on I think it went out Monday. So she will probably my wife will probably send these out Friday or Saturday. So, yeah. By the way, Marcelo says, did you change rooms in your last video? I saw a door I hadn't seen before. Maybe it was always there. No, yeah, I'm in the same room, but I changed the area I was in. By the way, CNT says we need one. I'm sure CNT does say that. I'm sure that CNT does say that. But you guys, I can't. I got to end. So I got to get videos done. I got to get videos done. And then I got to go watch. I'm missing the near mint condition. I'm missing near mint condition reprint poll because I'm doing this stupid show. So I got to get my stuff done. And then I've got to, you know. And by the way, if you notice, these are some of the future giveaways. X-Men, the Hidden Years. And I don't know when I'll be giving these away. They'll be at random things. The 5,000 point subscriber list. Secret Wars, Jonathan Hickman. This is fantastic. That's got to be a good giveaway there. And I'll be launching a Patreon. It's not going to be a big, expensive Patreon, but I'm launching a Patreon, and I'll do one of the big giveaways for that. And X-Force Volume 1. These are some of the giveaways. These are some of the giveaways that are coming up as well. So I do have a lot of giveaways that are right around the corner. Plus, I have bagged Superman books that are going to be awesome. So, by the way, Tom says, thanks for watching Chubbyray Comics live. Super Chats members, you keep this beautiful Omnibus Chaos funded. See you next time for another Chubbyray Comics live stream extravaganza. I love it, guys. I love it. Thank you so much. I was in a bad mood, and it was a long day, and you guys made my day better. I thank you so much. This is why I love this show. I hope that you guys get as much out of this show as I get out of it. I thank all of you. You guys are great. I appreciate it. Tom, Christina, thank you so much for the gift. And you guys, thank you so much for the super chat. Super chats are. God bless you all. You guys are great. And I will see you. Next live stream is going to be Saturday night. Next live stream will be Saturday night at 5 p.m. Central. Okay? 5 p.m. Central. That'll be the next live stream. So I hope you guys all have a great rest of the night tonight and have a great day tomorrow, Friday. And I will see you Saturday. Goomba Guy, congratulations on your win. Jay Woods, congratulations on your win. Everybody else, Christopher, congratulations on your win. Congratulations to everybody who won. You guys were great. Get me emails to chubbyraycomics@gmail.com. And then we'll have giveaways again on Saturday. Have a great time, everyone. I'll see you later. Bye, everybody. Oh, Chester says bye, too.